When you know that God is within me, you know that it is I who has to wield my consciousness, my mind, to create my reality. That my reality is in my hands. It's up to me. When you know this, then you cannot limit what your God self is capable of doing for you in your life. When you know that I'm the creator of my reality. Now, this takes practice to retrain your mind, because your subconscious mind may have all these fears. You might have all of this disbelief about what I'm capable of having my life be. What my life is able to do for me. You might have a problem feeling worthy of being the creator of your reality and rendering everything into your existence you want, and getting rid of all the things out of your existence that you don't want. You might still be working on that, and that's a practice, right? But for every person out there who knows I am a witch or wizard, or I am a god or goddess, or I am whatever you want to label it, it doesn't really matter. The point is, I am the creator of my life. This is my life. This is my dream. Right? That's what you say to yourself. I am the one. And it's up to me to create my life. It's up to me to gain self-awareness so expansively that I recognize all that is to be me. Now, what I'm saying is really big. Maybe I can't say this to everybody out there because they're just not going to be able to handle it, right? Oh man, this guy is crazy. That's fine. But whoever I can get this message to, this message is going to go to who it's meant to whoever's ready to hear it. All right, so what I wanted to say in this video is, or what I want to say in this video is, I will not limit what can happen in my life. Why? Because life is what I make it. When you understand that life is what you make it, then you cannot let yourself believe that in limitations, really. Let me give an example. Let's say you have been working on a project or a couple different projects for a long time, and you expect those to directly bear fruit, right? The payment doesn't have to come directly from that. So, for example, you could produce something that you felt in your heart called to produce, not get paid directly from that area, but instead you feel called to go buy a lottery ticket and you win $1 million. Now, some people will look at that as, oh, that's just luck, or, oh, you didn't actually get paid for what you did. But you see, a mystic, a god, goddess, witch, or wizard, understands how things actually work in this reality. I render my own reality. I create it. So I don't question when, I don't question how. I just do what I want. You see, this is why you need to have faith in God. Because people think I can't do what I want to, because if I do what I actually want to do, then I'm not going to be able to be provided for. you need to know that no matter what, I am provided for. I get paid to exist. So when you feel called to make those projects, let's say you're making sculptures or you're making paintings or something, and nobody's buying it, right? You cannot let that make you feel sad. You cannot let that make you feel like a loser. Because I'm the creator of my reality. You have to take responsibility for your consciousness, for what you believe, for what you're thinking, for what you're feeling. You have to take accountability for yourself because you know you're the creator. I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm really wanting to nail this in. You don't need somebody to buy your product for God to pay you. Yeah, of course you need money to pay your bills, to buy the clothes you want to wear, and to live the lifestyle you want to live, and travel where you want to travel to. But check it out. A true mystic doesn't need to carry around a wallet. A true mystic is listening to God within. And I say this specifically because let's say you want to go travel somewhere and have a vacation, but you don't have the resources to do it. A mystic will not listen to their ego human self and walk to the airport and expect somebody to buy a plane ticket for them, and they don't do things egoically, right? Because it's not going to work when you do it that way. But what a mystic will do is they will request in their imagination, in their mind. As a mystic, you will know what you are selecting. You want to go on vacation to this specific place, and everything will be provided in order for it to happen. Well, the mystic obeys God within because God within is the infinite intelligence that knows how to do it. Not only knows how to move about doing it, but is also the one orchestrating the entire external to be re-rendered so that it can work out for you. So you have to have faith, you have to trust in the how and the when of God's doing, of God's timing. Now, God is not external, God is within. We are not made by a God, but rather we are made up of God. So you can say, I am God. That's what a true mystic is. Understands that I am one of the infinite number of gods, because everybody is their own God. Everybody is their own creator of their reality. So really, the message I'm just wanting to hammer in this video is, don't limit what's possible for you. But don't force it to happen, because it's not going to work if you force it to happen. You just need to, in your imagination, in your mentality, in your conviction, in your knowing, in your faith, this is all internal, that's what I'm trying to say. Your internal self, your self-concept, you need to know that what I'm requesting is mine. You say you want that house, but people live in that house. Reality will re-render. Those people will decide they don't want to live in that house anymore. They'll put the house up for sale. As you're scrolling through Zillow one day, you see it, and it's available, and it's for sale. And so then you have the opportunity to go buy the house that you requested. Not because you walked up into that house and said, everybody get out of here, this is my house. Obviously that'll get you into trouble, right? So you don't control reality. Reality controls itself. So if reality controls itself, then I need to be reality. I know that sounds funny, but because reality is re-rendering itself, it is not I who does the work, but God who does the work, right? Well, if I'm going to let God do the work, then I just need to simply request it on the inside and allow the inside to guide me on how it's being ordered on the outside. I hope that's all making sense. I feel like I'm saying that kind of in a cryptic way, but the mystic doesn't need to walk around with cash in their pocket, because the cash will be provided for somehow. The mystic doesn't live logically. Things can happen practically. Practically, you take some medicine to help you heal an illness. That's fine. It's all about what you feel guided to do. But you're listening to your guidance. You're listening to your intuition. Your intuition is your infinite intelligence, God self. The process, the step-by-step process that I like to say is, first I imagine, second I know it is done, and third I take intuitive action or inspired action. I follow my highest excitement. Well, part of following your highest excitement is imagining what you want to imagine. You don't need to force your imagination. You don't need to force yourself to create anything. You might want to be nothing. You might want to just sit in meditation and be nothing. And be still and silent for a little while. You're not in a rush to create. The whole point of knowing that I am the creator of my reality is knowing that everything has always been provided for, and that people go out into the world and they do things that they don't want to, they don't actually want to do because they think they have to. What I'm saying is, you don't have to do anything. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Now, this doesn't mean you can be lazy and be not disciplined, because you have to be a master of discipline. In order to obey God within you, you have to be a master of discipline. You can't be lazy. A mystic is not lazy. The creator of reality is not lazy. They will do exactly what, they'll be a disciple, disciplined, a disciple of God. They will obey God within in order to get the job done. But you come at it from the perspective that it's easy. That's what makes it easy. Again, to say that life is what you make it. When I say that you're the creator, that life is what you make it, that I am reality, that I am God, all these things, that consciousness is reality, you have to look at the finest details of your mentality. You have to look at the finest details of your own consciousness, and you have to be very honest with yourself. When I do this work, do I use my mind to see it as play and therefore have fun putting in effort? Or am I looking at it from the perspective that, oh, this is work and it sucks and it's hard and it's difficult? You have to be the creator, the chooser, in every single detail. You have to choose. When you lose, you have to say, I'm the winner. You have to turn every loss into a win. You have to alchemize all curses and all shitty things, and all disgusting things. You have to alchemize it into goodness. You have to change your perspective. You have to change the thoughts that you're saying in your head and the words that are coming out of your mouth. You have to be a conscious creator in order to really create your reality the way you want it to be. Because maybe pain will continue to come into your life. Maybe challenges will continue to present themselves in your life for your entire life. Maybe that's what's going to happen. But a masterful creator of reality doesn't have a single problem with that. You know, I imagine like a woman who is a powerful creator of reality gets pregnant with a child. Well, she's going to have to give birth to a child, and that's going to be a painful experience, isn't it? But it's going to be so much more awesome and so much more worth it when she comes at it from the perspective of, I love this experience. And I know some people out there, most people out there, are going to look at that and say, oh my God, that's crazy. Why would you even say that? Enjoy a terrible experience? It doesn't have to be terrible. That's what the master alchemist does. That's what the master creator of reality does. Is experience his pain from a positive perspective. Is experience his challenges with master discipline. If I want to run an ultra marathon that's 100 miles and I want to do it in 16 hours, I have to have a master discipline mindset. And the entire time I'm running, I'm inspiring myself with my spirit. And I'm saying, I can do this, and I'm going to complete this, and nothing's going to stop me. I have to speak like that, because those are the magic spells that I'm casting. Will it take away the pain of the experience? Probably not. But the creator, a master creator, does not have a problem with that. You know, a master creator becomes weightless, problemless, effortless, fearless, not because there is no fear, not because there is no pain, not because there is no weight, not because you don't have to be patient, not because those things go away, but because internally you are the creator of your reality so masterfully. I hope that makes sense. Alchemy is not worrying about if the external will change or not. Alchemy is, if the external doesn't change, I don't care, because it's all within me anyway. Now, the external will change because God's will be done, but if it doesn't change instantly, you don't care. You're okay with it. I don't question how, I don't question when. I know that it is done. Even if it requires me to be strong, even if it requires me to be brave, a master, a self-mastered being will see themselves on top of the situation. Another way of saying it is, either things in life, people, places, and things in life are God over you, or you are God over it. How do you become God over a weightlifting session? Is you say, I'm strong and I can do this, let's go. Right? Motivation. How do you be God over pain? Is you say it's just pain, it's just a feeling. I enjoy it, it feels good. You see, people might have a hard time doing things like that because they think that they're just lying to themselves. You're not lying to yourself, you're decreeing to yourself. You're consciously being the creator. Yes, you have every reason to feel bad, just as you have every reason to feel good. You could say there is no reason. What is the reason then? Choice. It all comes down to choice. It's my choice. That's what being the creator of your reality is. I choose. So anyways, this video's rant is all about not limiting what God can do in your life, what your God self, that is the infinite being, that all is possible to, that orchestrates all of existence, everything in your life, re-renders reality for you. God does all this work for you. God will do the miracles in your body to heal the sickness. God will give you the power to keep running. God will miraculously change and shift everything. Don't mentally and in your imagination, because all is mind, don't limit God. Don't hinder God. Don't block your blessings. Don't block your gifts. You have to have an optimistic mind. You have to have a positive perspective. There's no need to be delusional, by the way. You can see exactly what reality is. And at the exact same time as seeing what is real in front of you, you still know that what I'm requesting to create my reality as is done. That's a coexistence of knowing, right? You don't need to be out of your mind. Like the rose-colored glasses is pretending like everything is okay and not doing anything about it. Yes, continue pretending that everything is okay, but you need to have the discipline to do whatever it takes to change it, right? So it's the balance of both. Creating a reality that does not yet exist and living in your imagination at the exact same time as being consciously aware of the reality that currently exists, that is not of your imagination, but that is of this physical, real experience. All is possible with God. And there is no limit to that. I have other videos talking about how all that really works. But if you want to fly, you can experience it. If you want to be an animal, you can experience it. Other people might not be able to go with you to those experiences. But the point is, all is possible with God. All is possible to you. There are certain things that we don't do in this particular world. So we travel outside of this world to go experience hanging out with extraterrestrials or flying, or you know what I mean, other possibilities. And when we do have those possibilities here, people who cannot perceive of it will not, because of frequency, right? I didn't really want to talk about that in this video because I already have another video talking about it. But all is possible. Don't limit yourself, because you are God and all is possible to you. You don't need to look at life through the lens of limitation. Look at life through the lens of, no matter what, I'll get paid somehow, some way. No matter what, I'll meet that person somehow, some way. No matter what I request will come through. It might happen in a way that was different than you expected. You might not receive an opportunity the way you thought you would. But it's all about knowing that no matter what, the opportunity will come to me. No matter what, the resources will come to me. It will all come to me. That's what the mystic knows. That's what the masterful creator of reality knows, is that somehow, some way, everything is provided for, everything works out, and all is possible to me, because I am with God. One love, peace.